joins us right now on Busted Open. Ruby, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Dave. I don't like to know what's going on. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the meetings, but then they have a secondary meeting to let you behind the curtain about things that are talked about dealing with special surprises and stuff like that. And I never go on those calls. And I was sitting in the back talking to Dean Malenko, and while the battle royal was going on, a royale, and I saw this jacket run by, and I went, "Wait a minute, no." Yeah. I went back to my talking with Dean, and when she came out, man, I popped. I was like, "Oh, oh my god!" Like it popped me, and I wasn't the only one. That's what happened with the people in the crowd, and it was like one of the most electric moments that we've had in returns to come to AEW. And you got to feel that firsthand. You walked out to the stage. How good did that feel?
Oh my goodness. Mark Henry. I don't even know if I have words to describe it. I had so much anticipation building up to that day. And I was shaking. My hands were shaking, my legs were shaking. And, before the countdown happened and I heard my name, I was just in awe. And I knew that, this is the beginning of a new journey. And I was so excited. And the moment I stepped out on the stage, just a wave of just pure joy. And I just felt so welcome by the AEW fans. And I was so grateful for it. And I was just like, this is what it's all for. Like, this is the reason that we do this, is for moments like this. And I wanted to soak up every second of it because I never, ever want to forget what that feels like.
Ruby, like you look at that sequence you had in that battle royale with Thunder Rosa, and to hear 10,000 fans chanting your name. And, Mark, as you know, Thunder Rosa and I have some issues. So I was definitely rooting for Ruby during that
I'm
sequence.
sure you
But
were.
yes. Um, but seriously, like to have, 10,000 fans chanting your name and cheering, everybody on their feet when that elimination happened, like that, for me as a fan, reading about you in Fighting Spirit magazine, and then the journey that you've gone through these last few years to where you are right now. Just talk about that journey.
uh, I started wrestling in 2010 in pretty much like a small town in Indiana. And I never imagined in a million years that I would have gotten to do the things that I've gotten to do over the course of the last 11 years. And it's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of insecurities on my part of wondering where I fit in and where I belong, and wondering where the best place is for me, and learning a lot from some of the best minds in pro wrestling. And it all kind of culminated to that moment, at All Out, that, this was what it was all for. And this is where I belong. Like, I have never really felt truly 100% accepted. I'm kind of a misfit kind of kid. So I always wondered, where my place was. And from the moment I stepped out on that stage, I was like, oh, these are my people. You know what I mean? AEW, these are my people. And, even, in the back, Tony Khan, I felt so accepted and I felt so grateful. And I felt like this is home.
Ruby, the business and the fan base of professional wrestling is a band of misfits. Like, people have alienated us and judged us. And I remember being in high school myself, and um, I came and I was telling people about me and my grandmother went to Lafayette, Louisiana to watch wrestling, and they were judging me. Like, it's fake, you're stupid, and yeah, just like all of that. All of those people want to be us now. We're the cool people. We're the exciting people. We're the people that are setting trends in entertainment. The commercials. I just told Dave before you came on. You watch every third commercial on TV. It's like some kind of ode to pro wrestling. Like, the hell with all them people. Like, you where it's at. Pro wrestling is where it's at. Like, anybody that suffers from anxiety about where the place is in this world, like, you just really have to love yourself and be in there. We had a loss last week, and with Daphne and her being depressed about what the world thinks and what other people judges, and sometimes just insecurities. I hope you don't ever have another insecurity in your life about your greatness, about your appeal, because it's real. Like, I mean, we've had we've had some pretty substantial people come in to AEW, and I'm gonna put your pop up there with everybody else's. Like, so, like, you're highly wanted, and I want to see you go out there and achieve that. Don't feel any pressure, but, like, what's next for you? Like, what do you want to prove in AEW?
I think that I'm very grateful right now. At the end of the day, I am grateful for, the men and women that have, built this place to be somewhere that I can thrive, that CM Punk can thrive, that Daniel Bryan can thrive. And I think that I have just gotten started. I think that I haven't shown this version of myself to anyone. Like, I have, freedom now. I am free to be who I want to be, to have this newfound confidence because of the AEW fans, because of my killer entrance music. I have this confidence that I feel like I want to capitalize on, and I want to show the world who I am and what I haven't yet to accomplish, even in the last 11 years. And, that's going to start with capitalizing on my opportunity that I was able to gain in the Casino Battle Royal. And I'm going after the AEW Women's World Championship. And wow. I am just hitting the ground running. You know what I mean? I was able to gain this opportunity. I was fortunate enough to come out on top amongst incredible athletes. And I don't intend on wasting that opportunity. I feel like I have something to prove to myself. I have something to prove to pro wrestling fans. And I think I'm going to do that by, becoming your next AEW Women's World Champion.
Well, right. Speaking of Britt Baker, at the media scrum after All Out, there was a little bit of a verbal confrontation with you and Britt Baker. So, talk about that, and talk about right now. Britt Baker's confidence is at an all-time high. She is the champion. You're coming in now. You're kind of the outsider walking into this. I mean, what can we expect between you two?
Honestly, I've known Britt for a really long time. A lot of people don't know that. I helped her when she first broke into this industry. And I know I can see how her mind works. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have done what she's doing before. I have been in her shoes, having two women kind of do your dirty work for you so you don't have to get your hands dirty. I've done that before. I can honestly say I spent, the better part of the last couple of years doing that. So I know kind of how she operates and what she's doing, and how this confidence of what she has been able to accomplish in the last few months, which, is an amazing feat. I'm not taking that away from her by any means, but I don't think that she is quite ready for the version of me that, AEW has brought out. And I really hope that she's trying to prepare herself and she's not taking me lightly, because, I've got a lot of stuff to prove, and it starts with her.
Wow, man, Dave, I got a chill down my back when she said, I hope she don't take me lightly, that I don't know if she's ready for this version of me. Golly, man, like, I love pro wrestling. I want to see it now.
See, Ruby, this is what you're gonna have to deal with in AEW, because Mark, all in the span of 10 minutes, had me jumping up and down, had me crying, and now gets me excited. Like, this is a very emotional man, Mark Henry.
I love it. He brings out that emotion and that excitement in everyone he talks to about pro wrestling. We were speaking it all out, and about how amazing this place is and how special AEW is. Like, we were speaking about it, and all it did was just get me fired up for the next time I was able to come to work. Like, that's all it did.
I want everybody to be.
He's the best hype man.
Yeah, I want everybody to be fired up like that, because when you feel a responsibility of taking care of the entire business, like, you, even if you fall short, you feel above everybody else, and man, that's what we need, and I mean, you're exactly what we need right now. A lot of young girls that and guys that watch pro wrestling, that they see that punk excitement, that artistic kind of nature. Like, that's what we need. I mean, it's for everybody, and I don't want it to just be for athletes.
Well, I know, but Mark, I think at the end of the day, it's just being able to be yourself. Yeah. I mean, it's hard enough to be out in front of people, knowing that, people have their opinions. But if you can't be yourself, you've already lost. So to be able to have an opportunity, Ruby, to be yourself, be who you are, and be proud of who you are as an individual, is got to be the best gift that there is.
It is incredible, and that's honestly what I began pro wrestling in search of, is the freedom to be who I was. I've kind of felt like an outcast ever since I was a kid, and any kind of like organized sport that I tried, there were so many restrictions and rules and stipulations, and pro wrestling is this beautiful thing that I was able to express myself and my individuality. But there was still some limitations at that point, and up until now, I just feel like I have never been able to thrive more, and I've never been able to just be myself and the best version of myself, and these women who are going to bring out even a better version of myself. And so it's a feeling that I will not take for granted by any means, and I am going to hit the ground running with it.
Well, Dave, Ruby, thank you. I love the emotion. We saw you get emotional in the media scrum after All Out when you were sitting with Tony Khan, and I could tell you're in an amazing place. So as a fan of Ruby, as much as you wanted to be in this position, us as fans wanted to see you in this position. So I think that's what really counts for all of us. So Ruby, thank you so much again. Don't forget AEW Rampage tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And then, Mark, you and I are going to be in Jersey next week, for Dynamite, 8 p.m. So good luck and congratulations.
Before we go, David, I feel the need to tell you that I've heard about a few feuds that you have with people. And one that I have heard about is the Star Wars feud between you and Cody Rhodes. Mm-hmm. I am here to tell you, I have never seen one Star Wars movie. This may get me massive amounts of heat.
I used to love you.
Never seen. Mark Henry, I'm sorry. It's just there's a lot of them. I saw the newest one, but I'm not super into Star Wars. So David, I just wanted you to know that I feel like maybe I tonight at Rampage I might get booed for this, but I just wanted you to know that I am on your side, and I have never really been a huge Star Wars fan.
Well, Ruby, I'm going to AEWshop.com and I'm going to buy every single shirt that I could possibly get of you. You are now my new Ruby Soho shirts now available. I am going to buy that shirt right now. I want everyone who's listening to this show to buy a Ruby Soho shirt right now in support of Ruby.
I'm doing it.
Do it right now. My new favorite wrestler, Ruby Soho. Ruby, thank you so much. I appreciate
you. Got somebody in your corner, man. You got somebody in your corner.
I may need you against Thunder Rosa too. I may call you.
Oh no.
So that's why you kissing up.
She hits real hard. I found that out the hard way. She hits real hard. So I don't know if I can help you with her, but I'll do my best.
Unfortunately, Ruby, I found that out firsthand a few times that she hits really hard. Ruby, seriously, congratulations. We appreciate you and thank you so much for the time. All right, Ruby. So